And look who's here now, coach of Arizona State, our friend Herm Edwards. It has been too long, Herm. We miss you. It's great to have you with us, and I hope you and the family are doing well. Herm, I'm going to get right into it here. You just heard Mark Emmert. Where are you on this subject? He's saying if campuses aren't open, then we can't have college football.
I understand exactly where he's coming from. The last time I checked, this football game, this football thing, it's not a social distancing sport by any stretch of the imagination. And with that being said, if there's no students on campus, you're sending a signal that you feel it's not quite safe for them to return to campus. Well, if that's the case, why is it safe for the players to play football then?
Coach, is that your feeling about college football or the sport of football overall? Do you think that that mode of thinking needs to extend to professional football? Because professional football has the television, not to say that college football doesn't, but you've got Big Five conferences and things of that nature that might have the television contracts where there's a plethora or an innumerable amount of schools that don't have those television contracts, whereas in the National Football League, you do have the television contracts. And is your mindset that no matter what, whether you're talking college or pro football, that needs to be the mentality and the approach?
Well, I think the mentality always has to be the safety of the players as well as the fans. I think pro football, these are professional football players. Last time I checked, the game I coach is college football. They're student athletes first. And by the way, being student athletes, they have a guardian that has some decisions to make in this situation as well, their parents. So I think as we sit here and think about what is going to happen, I think there's all kind of thoughts out there. Energy and emotion make the world go round. But facts and common sense, it slows us down. And I think we've done a nice job of slowing down and trying to rethink ourselves and say, well, how can we make this happen where it's going to be safe for the players as well as if the fans come in the stands? That's very important. Safety has to be the number one concern for everyone right now.
Coach, with all the uncertainty going forward and with the restrictions presently in place as a result of this pandemic, how are you preparing for the upcoming season?
Well, we're preparing like there's going to be a season, obviously. And I think, as we know, the one thing I know about sports, and just in life in general, a plan that can't be changed is a bad plan. So every week you seem to adjust your thinking of how you're going to do things. And right now, we're going to have another meeting Thursday with the Pac-12 coaches to figure out where we're at right now. We do know this. We need about a 6-week window to make sure the players are in condition to play football. And let's don't lose sight of that. We've missed valuable time right now with their inability to work out. You have to work out and be prepared to play football. You just can't line up, put a helmet on, start playing. So we owe it to the athletes to get them in shape before we can even think about playing football.
Coach, I understand your mode of thinking. I see where your sensitivity lies. I appreciate that. But knowing that you're going to be a voice in that room, are there ideas, if any at all, that you yourself have thought about or have come up with that you'd like to convey to folks in the NCAA or in the FBS? Is there anything that you'd like to convey that you've been thinking about that you think can facilitate us having a college football season?
Well, Stephen A., I think the powers to be have done a great job of putting a lot of things on the table. And I think right now we're all just trying to figure out what is the best thing to do for everyone. There's another thought out there that, think about this. Let's say you decide to open up, but all of a sudden there's some teams that you play that their state doesn't open up. Let's say we're in Arizona. Let's say we open up. Let's say California does not. There's 4 teams in California. They're in the Pac-12. What do we do about those teams? I mean, there's so many balls being juggled right now. It's very difficult. And that's why I don't think you see a concrete answer, because we're looking for answers. There's a lot of people involved in this, much smarter than me, that have to make this decision.
Coach, just in terms of not paying attention to every detail of reality, but we just saw the UFC stage an event, successful event, is very exciting, but we've had experiences as individuals, many of us, watching fights in empty gyms that doesn't seem unnatural. Let's say there's social distancing in place and a lot of online learning and stuff, but campuses are open enough somehow to stage events, but clearly you can't have packed stadiums. Do you think it should be played, that football is the kind of sport that lends itself to being able to be played without fans in attendance?
It would be different, there's no doubt, if they decide to do that. All I care about is this: the safety of the players and the fans. When it's safe, I'm good. When it's not safe, then we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem, and we all know that. And I think we're smart enough to realize that. Everyone that's talking about it, they understand the elephant in the room is the safety of players and fans. That's the most important thing. And until we can figure that out, we're all struggling with different ideas. And I get it. Trust me, I understand it. It's very difficult right now for everyone. We all want to go out there, put our feet in the water, but what is this going to look like? Remember, there's 100 college football players on both sidelines. 100. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of young men with coaches. That's approximately 150 people on both sides. That's 300 people just on the sidelines, up in the press boxes. How do we make this work?